What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And yes, just for you guys, I am outdoors in a nice pumpkin patch. And I brought my equipment here. I brought my mic. So kind of wanted to get into the fall spirit, you know? So anyway, today we're going to go over predictions for this next update. Now, in the pinned comment, I'm going to do timestamps because this video is essentially going to be broken up into two parts. First, we're going to be talking about Franklin and possibly some cooking elements. And then the second part is going to be all about the Christmas season and what Jingle might bring to the table. So with that out of the way, let's get started. Okay, so all we know for sure, we know two things, okay? We know that Franklin and Jingle are going to highlight this update. And we also know that this update is going to be coming out in late November. Judging by what they've done in the past, they've kind of been inconsistent with dates. So if I had to guess when the trailer would come out, I would say November 19th to November 20th. I think they are going to stay true. It's not going to be super late because, you know, Thanksgiving is the 26th, I believe. So I feel like the 19th, 20th, it could give us some hype. And here's how it is going to start. So what I'm fully expecting, and I'm trying to be realistic, there's a ton of things that I would love that I don't think are going to happen. So I'm going to be really realistic with you guys and kind of go over what I'm thinking. So the first part is going to be about Franklin, okay? And if you didn't know who Franklin was, essentially he is the Thanksgiving mascot. And in prior games, he actually had a pretty dark backstory. Essentially, Franklin would come to the town and he wouldn't want to be eaten. So it was kind of like this like sneaky sort of mission. You had to get the fork and knives away from the other villagers. And in return, you would get the harvest furniture, which isn't that great, honestly. It's like a purple set. There's a lot of weird like turkey leg lamps and stuff. It wasn't the greatest, but it was cool because you got a brand new furniture set. Now, what they've been doing, and we have to look back to New Leaf a lot, they aren't really bringing back the furniture sets much besides like the mermaid stuff. So I don't think that that set will come. And also they've kind of toned down the backstory of Franklin. So in New Leaf, he just came and he was cooking in the plaza like nothing ever happened. And in New Leaf, you actually cooked four different meals. Essentially what you did was you talked to Franklin, you brought him ingredients, and he would ask you to make four different dishes. I think it's going to be something similar, but I think we are going to get a brand new item for this game. So I think the actual event itself will consist of new DIY cards like these on the screen. And these are just a mock-up by me. I think we will get all new DIY recipe cards. They'll look different, probably purple because Franklin's color. And these will actually be recipes that we can make. Now, what will we use for these recipes? I think we could use pumpkins from the last update. We could use mushrooms, which happened to come out in November. They could always add new crops and things like that. So I think we will have plenty of things to use. In the past games, they would add in like olive oil and weird ingredients. So I think some of those may come back. Now, here's how they implement cooking. And I really think that this is probably a seamless way to do it. I don't think it's going to be some elaborate mini game. I don't think it's going to be some crazy idea or anything. I think that what they're going to do is they're kind of going to use a technique that they used before with Luna. Now, if you remember early game before the Dream Suite came out, the bed was just used to go to sleep. And all you would do is hop on the bed and your character would just lay down. Well, once the Dream Suites came out, the bed turned into a multifunction item where you can go to sleep to go into the dream menu, or you could just lay there like it was before. I think something similar, like maybe turning the oven into a multi-use thing, or the camping fire or something like that. Any sort of item that represents cooking, I think will now open a menu, and you would use it similar to a crafting table where you would just combine items through your DIY recipe cards and make a physical object that you can place in your town. I think that's all it will be. I think you will get new DIY cards. You will use maybe the fruit on your island for like pies or something like that, and it will become a placeable item. So once you craft the recipe, you will then get a physical leaf item, and you can place it. You can give it to a villager. It's just going to act like an item, which is pretty cool. I mean, honestly, a lot of people are doing cafes and restaurants, and that will just set it off. That will make your designs look incredible. And honestly, it's a lazy way of doing cooking, but I think it could work. Now, of course, I mentioned before the pumpkins and things like that. I am expecting more crops to show up in this update. I actually think that's the first thing that they're going to show, is the fact that you can now have an expanded garden. I'm not too sure about the crops, maybe corn, maybe squash, potatoes. Those are some of the rumored, produce that you can grow. But I think those are pretty appropriate for the time of season. And you might be thinking, Pat, winter's coming. Why would they introduce even more crops? I think it's just for this event. I think they are training us for spring to be better farmers or pro farmers. So when they throw a bunch of crops at us, it won't be like, what the heck do we do? We already know how to farm. So I think more crops are coming. And I'm excited for those purple DIY recipe cards. I think that's really what could happen. Now, if Nintendo wanted to do a step more, if they wanted to go an extra mile with these new food DIY recipes, it could still be a placeable item, but they could have similar functionality like turnips. They could maybe rot after a week, or if you place them on the ground, ants could come. I think little details like that would really kind of sell the idea that you are cooking fresh food instead of just cooking an item. It would kind of feel like a fake piece of fruit or something like that. Like something that you would have in like a child's doll set. You know what I'm saying? It would just feel artificial. So if they went the extra mile and made ants and stuff kind of attack it or make it rot, I think that would be really cool. But besides that, I think that Franklin's update is going to be very minimal. You're probably only going to see Franklin on that day. You're going to make a few dishes. But I think before and after that, we will get some more crops and more things to kind of play around with. And that will be November. Now heading over to the December update, which I think is the better update. Ho, 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 ho. What am I doing? Guys, we're talking about the Christmas update now. I'm a giant fan of Christmas. I love it. I love it almost as much as Halloween. So here's what I think what's going to happen with our boy Jingle. Now, the interesting part about this is that Jingle doesn't really hang around, sort of like Zipper T. You saw Zipper T a ton during the Easter season. Franklin and Jingle don't stay around at all. So I think that Nintendo is going to have to add maybe some gameplay elements or some little details for us to kind of have fun during the holiday season. Now, this might be a spoiler alert, but there are a ton of Christmas items already in the game. There's actually a Christmas tree. There's Christmas presents. There's outdoor light up Christmas decorations. So the amount of items that they could actually add is not really as much as you think. Now, for starters, I think this is pretty much a given. This is a lock. They've been using sort of headpieces in every single update. With the 4th of July kind of firework one, we got the head bobbers. For Halloween, we got the little, horns. I think were very cute. Guys, Christmas, we are going to get antler headbands, okay? And that might be the only update you really need. Like, who else wants to cosplay like Eric? I definitely do. I need that. So I think we are going to get reindeer headbands. I also could see some other Christmas, boingy thingies. I don't know. Bobbers? What do you call them? Boppers? I don't know. But it's going to be very festive and it's going to be cute. So in past games, you essentially acted like Santa Claus and you would basically collect Santa's outfit and then bring certain gifts to villagers. And during December, you would actually talk to your villagers and they would give you giant hints at what they wanted. So for example, if I was talking to Eric, he would ask me for something orange, okay? So then when you finally got the sack of whatever from Jingle, there would always be like an orange item in there and you would know to give that to Eric. And if you did everything right, you would get a special prize at the end. I think it's going to actually play out similar to that. I think all throughout December, you are going to be chasing the Santa outfit. So I think a Santa outfit is definitely going to be in there. Maybe an elf costume as well. And I think some more funny costumes because, like I said, Jingle is only going to be on one day. So they're going to have to add some crazy, wacky items for you to collect. Now, I don't know why. Ever since I started thinking of the winter update, I don't know why, okay, but I want snowballs to be added. I want us to be able to pick up a snowball and throw it at our friends. I don't know if they would add this in as sort of a reaction. So maybe new reactions coming back, I could definitely see. Maybe throwing a snowball turns into a reaction, but then again, how would you use that in the spring? Another spoiler, you can actually play with snowmen, and that is already in the game, okay? So maybe they do similar things like that where little snowballs are on the ground and you can actually throw them or pick them up or do something with them. So throwing snowballs is definitely something I would love to see. And also, if you were wondering, the ponds and rivers don't freeze over. I would love ice skating to be added into the game, but I don't think it's very likely. Some other fun ideas, and maybe 2 like wacky furniture sets that they might come up with, or decoration themes, is sort of like a gingerbread house theme. So I could definitely see like gingerbread decorations, maybe candy cane decorations to come into this update. It would be nice for them to add an entire set for us to collect, because I think that everything leading up to Toy Day, as they call it, is going to be pretty mundane. If it's only like a Christmas update, like on Christmas, I think that they have to add in some more stuff. Another idea that I thought of is decorating your house with lights. And actually some people were actually mentioning that in a prior live stream. I think that's a fantastic idea. The ability to kind of put lights on our house. Maybe that would be a new option for just the season for Tom Nook. When you go change the siding of your house or something like that, maybe we can now add lights to our house, which would be amazing at night, and I think would be a really cool addition to the game. So those are some of the ideas that I think are going to happen for this next update. It might not be what you guys want. I don't think it's going to be as big as people think, but those are some realistic ideas that I think are going to happen. Last thing, I do want to mention sort of the elephant in the room here, and that is Brewster. And I really don't think that Brewster will be added in this update. I think Brewster is going to be more of a 2021 edition, which I'm kind of okay with. Another character that's been rumored is Serena, maybe Katrina, something like that. But I think those characters' time has passed a little bit. So I think they will kind of be pushed to next year. And if you're actually thinking about the updates that Nintendo wants to do with this game, they have said that they want 2 to 3 years of updates for Animal Crossing. And let's just think of this, guys. If we add Brewster in this update, Katrina in the Halloween update, we are running out of things to add to this game, really. There are a ton of NPCs that still could be added, or maybe new NPCs, but I think Nintendo is going to slow drip the upcoming updates. And realistically, guys, I don't know if we're going to get another update probably until like Pave's, Festival. So I don't think we're going to get anything for quite a bit of time. I think that's in February. Then we have the Mario items in March. So there might be a little bit of a wait after this update comes out. Let me know what you think of some of my predictions for this update. I would love to hear yours. I would love to just read the comments and just see all these ideas that I should have thought of. I really do want Brewster, but I just don't think that that's a realistic thing that's going to be added. I just don't. And the fact that I'm wearing a Santa hat in October is just, I don't like this. I do it for you guys, and I feel weird right now. I feel like I'm betraying Halloween. So there you go. I'm very excited about this update. I think it will be a beefy update. I mean, if everything that I said gets added, I think that would be great. New crops, new cooking mechanic that I think will be kind of lackluster, what people are thinking, but I think it would still be very fun. Some new reactions, snowballs, lights on our houses. What more do you want? What more do you want? I also don't know what the prizes would be for both Franklin and Jingle. I think a New Leaf was a cornucopia for Franklin, and then Jingle, I think it was like a wreath. Okay, they got to step those up. But anyway, guys, let me know in the comments what you think, and I will see you in the next video.